Welcome to Knockhill Racing Circuit for the Knockhill ModSports series. At the best Scottish first round, and on pole position Lindsay McCracken with Gordon Duncan, Adam Morrison and Natalie Cowie. Yes, the grid's in front of you there. We need to keep our eyes deep in the pack, deep in the pack for Ron Cumming. He will feature in this. The red lights are on and out they go, and the Radicals get away from their new staggered start grid formation. Oh, very, very slow Natalie Cowie as Fraser McNeil just scrapes past her. I think that was also, if I'm not mistaken, James Strachan in the Fiesta managing to go past Natalie Cowie as well, who was a little bit slow off the line. But look at these weather conditions that the ModSports have got. Gordon Duncan scrabbling for grip, and Adam Morrison up there is a huge slide through the chicane. Not one but two. Oh, hop, skip, jump. Oh dear, they're into the... Well, thankfully that's the soft Recticel foam, but that was James Strachan who we saw disappearing there as we ride on board with the howling Mini Cooper S. Yes, it looks like a Mini Cooper S. It's got a Honda Civic engine, we're told, underneath the bonnet. Adam Morrison's done a fabulous job in that, but as good a job as he's done, Sean Davidson shows him what a BMW is like in the rain. Using that advantage of the rear-wheel drive and possibly a little bit more traction and power, he manages to get through as Gordon Duncan, last year's ModSports champion, in towards the hairpin, just feeling his way around just now. Tricky conditions for everybody here today. Don't want to make any mistakes as Michael Anderson there in the Ford Focus, very much in the mix of things with Ian Blackley, and that was Ron Cumming as well, going up the main straight, over the crest, off the hill, round you go at the exit off the chicane. That's very, very easy to do. Stephen Somerville, one of our very likeable, shall we say, but finding out as much of the track, using as much of the track as he can in his BMW E36 Compact. We do like Stephen Somerville. If he's not winning, he is driving sideways a bit like this man right now. Sean Davidson is on an absolute push here in the big BMW Compact as he comes up to the chicane. Watch him use the curbs on the way through there as we quickly cut away back to Gordon Duncan round the outside of Michael Anderson. And Ian Blackley, Harvey Galander's still involved in this. Natalie Cowie did actually get going, by the way, just to let you know, as Gordon Duncan heads for the pit lane. Disaster for the 2023 champion as he rolls into pit lane in his Radical PR6. That's a very unusual thing. We don't normally see Gordon Duncan having mechanical issues in that Radical. As Lindsay McCracken leads over the apex of Duffus with the incoming, I've got to say, very much incoming Sean Davidson here as they make their way around McIntyre's. That BMW really compliant in these conditions. The Radical, well, you would think so, but it is a very stiff and kind of unforgiving race car. You've got to watch what you're doing with that as he makes his way up the back straight in towards Clark Corner. Look at the rooster tails of spray as well. And trust me, when people say you can see nothing when you're following another car, you can see absolutely nothing. This is a huge, brave manoeuvre. He's never going to stop that, Sean Davidson. Well, it was worth the kudos with the crowd down there. A little bit of gravel on the exit, locks up over the wet area on the inside of the hairpin. And complete with his UK sticker there, very much keeping it real. Up the main straight he goes. We're going to see a replay of that. Just listen to the Radical coming round there, howling away, and he's on the brakes. Lindsay will have seen this incoming. Will he steer away? Well, no, he just doesn't turn into the corner as Sean Davidson splashes past. I can almost see Lindsay giggling in the car there. He would have enjoyed that. Sean will enjoy it as well. He loves the battle, but now there's a problem with that. He's got the indicators on. Is that car gone into limp mode? Is he heading for the pit lane as little Princess Louise Strachan makes her way up the straight in the Mini Cooper S car there in car number 21? And great shame that for Sean as he heads into the pit lane. He was one of the fastest on track, really putting in good laps there towards the end until that failure kicked in. Ron Cummings starting now to catch up on lap 13 of this 50-minute plus one lap race. Ian Blackley in the Puma about to be passed by Ron. The blue flags and blue boards wave. Blackley makes it nice and obvious where he's going. I like that. Good move from Ian Blackley there. That was really well controlled by him. Didn't panic, just let Ron pass on the easy side. As Ron Cumming now starts to make inroads to the back of Lindsay McCracken. This is quite a big ask. We're at the business end of the race. Can Cumming make the manoeuvre? And where will he make the manoeuvre is the other thing we need to ask, because these cars very similarly matched. The Radical might have a little bit more performance in one area of the track, And then Ron will try and use the better area of the track for his car to reel in Lindsay McCracken. And Ron Cummings been racing here for, well, it will be 30 plus years now. A vastly experienced man in all sorts of cars, shapes and sizes. Right now though, he's getting a face full of spray out the back of the Radical. And does the Radical get good traction out of here? Yes, but so does Ron Cummings. Ron looks like he's short shifted through the gears a little bit quicker, getting a face full of spray as we go up over the hill. We're on board with McCracken. Cummings passes, and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier on. You can see next to nothing when somebody passes you. Very difficult. You need to make sure you have the Rain-X on the visor, as the drivers all will do in these open top cars. But what a pass that was for Ron Cummings. Lindsay McCracken driving into nothing there. But as they come up on the final lap, the checker flag's made ready, and Ron Cummings wins in the Nemesis kit car and waves to the rather large crowd here, still in the spectating areas, I should say, trying to keep warm, but they stayed on to the ModSports and made sure they enjoyed some classic ModSports racing to see Ron Cummings, Lindsay McCracken and Michael Anderson on the podium there. Class-based series, as you can see. Those guys all win their classes. Class G was won by Natalie Cowie and J by Stephen Somerville. 30 cars lined up for the first time at Knockhill. 30 cars on the grid, first time ever in a championship. And for the final, up towards the red lights, which are on, out they go in the charge down towards Duffus Dip for the first time of asking. Very much on now as they all head down towards Duffus. You can see a damp patch on the inside. That's going to be very tricky for people to try and negotiate their way through for the first time. But it's Grant Hunter who will lead in towards McIntyre's. Oh, Marshall's running, moving. Something's happening in the background. Oh, Chris Lapper involved in it. Alistair Calderwood. Is that Stuart Black in the middle of that, just out of our sight? Is that 52? It is. It's Stuart Black, the 2023 champion. Safety car scramble, because that's a sorry sight. Stuart Black, one of the most winningest drivers in the Scottish Legends Championship, out on lap one of the final. He's getting helped by Piper behind the tyre wall at chicane. And here we go for a restart, back underway, and Grant Hunter leads up the hill towards the green flashing lights and the green wave flags as he heads onto now lap 4 after that prolonged safety car period. Actually lap 5 now. Max Poplioscu gets almost turned around, almost, by Matthew Pape. Great bit of driving by Max Pops in the number 95 3-cylinder water-cooled Cresta Special. And that's what we're going to call that. And there's Stuart Robertson, unfortunately one of our other water-cooled cars in the gravel trap. And he's helped away by the marshals once again. The SMRC marshals here at Knockhill helping out with the KMSC run meeting. And back again, away from a safety car. We go on to a restart. Billy Waite now all over the back of Grant Hunter here. And that's Dan Clark side by side for third place with Bill Reid. As they come in towards the hairpin, another overtaking manoeuvre. Clark on the outside. Look at Billy Waite, brave as you like, up the inside. Oh, Billy Waite. Billy's been away for a year or so, but comes back to racing in Scotland, and he hasn't lost any of that speed, flair, or just aggression that he has. Look at him over the crest of the hill. Dan Clark gets ahead of Grant Hunter in towards the hairpin, and Dan Clark, the man who has been racing legends for some time now, the Clark Motorsport car. He comes from gearbox karting as well, and the family is steeped in some great gearbox kart racing. Kevin Clark, Malcolm Clark and Dan Clark, they all can pedal a gearbox kart. They've all raced here as well. Oh no, of course, Grant Hunter from an almost secure, safe second place, and that's the longest grass tracking excursion we've seen since the Wurzels had the Combine Harvester in the charts. He manages to get back on, but down to 4th. He's going to go down to 5th behind Steve Whiteleg as well in the number 8 car, the team car that he's sharing with Jordan Hodgson and Nick Bridgman throughout the course of this year. We've got some big names racing in the Scottish Legends Championship, but it's Max Pops who's just managed to edge over the crest of Duffus Dip there. in towards McIntyre's Mark Beattie in there, up the inside goes the very fast Steve Whiteleg. I'm a fan of Steve Whiteleg, the way he drives, the way he goes about his business. Incredibly clean racer as we go on board with Michael Weddle looking at the back of Bill Reid now in one of our water-cooled. Michael Weddle in the 1250 XJR air-cooled. Clark takes the checker flag. It is Dan Clark as we go back to the hairpin. What a move from Weddle as he turns in. He picks the power up. Let's hope it doesn't go sideways, and it does. Huge armfuls of opposite lock for Weddle as he comes out of the hairpin, but he gets ahead of Bill Reid. Michael Weddle will come home. He'll come home in the points scoring positions, obviously, in Legends, but it's Dan Clark who wins from Max Poplioshku in second place, and Steve Whiteleg comes home for a very, very solid third and the first team car. Mark Beattie and Billy Waite with Grant Hunter, Michael Weddle, Scott Hines, Glenn Burtonshaw, and the returning series champion Colin Atkinson in 10th place. Cars coming back into the holding area, and you can see them all lining up ready for their post-race interviews, but some fabulous racing throughout the course of the weekend of the Legends at Knockhill Racing Circuit. They will take a trip to Croft as we see the finishing results on screen, and the next time we see them will be at Knockhill for the 1st and 2nd of June, so do not miss out. A couple of DNFs you can see down there. Matthew Pape, the one we saw on screen, and other guys that were all caught up in that. Championship positions, Dan Clark leads from Stuart Black with Stephen Whiteleg, Mark Beattie, Scott Hines and Glenn Burtonshaw. It's all to play for. Whiteleg leads the teams, fastest best rookie Michael Weddle in 14th. Join us for June at Knockhill for the Scottish Legends Car Championship.